Hello everyone, welcome to Miscellaneous Monthly Part 8. My name is Tim, and today we're going to start this video with a little story. Now, this is a story where you are the main character, so bear with me. Once upon a time, you were a very smart genius. Maybe you watching are a genius, but for the sake of the story, you're like Leonardo da Vinci level genius. You decide to enter into the World Fair. Pretty cool. But by coincidence, the World Fair is being held in your hometown. Pretty neat. But there's a problem. It's tomorrow. You did nothing, absolutely nothing for the World Fair. And all you have enough time to do, is make a baking soda and vinegar volcano. And there is absolutely no way you're bringing a vinegar and baking soda volcano to the World Fair, because turns out, coincidentally, the year before, the rules were changed that anyone who brings a baking soda volcano to the World Fair will automatically get last place. And you don't want to know what happens to the people who get last place. Oh wait, you guys probably do want to know. So here's what happens. 1, you get transported to the I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream universe, and you become Om's eternal stress ball who can't die and do anything about it. 2, every prison sentence that has ever been given in the last 15,000 years will be doubled and given to the next person. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, you are the next person. And last but not least, arguably the most cruel and inhumane punishment, something worse than death. Instead of eating turkey for Thanksgiving, you have to eat a Lunchly turkey sandwich with the infamous drippy cheese. Honestly, the last punishment is a fate worse than death. And now, with those said, you're scrambling around your house, looking for anything to bring to the World Fair. Anything that won't immediately give you last place. You're scrambling, you're sweating, you're stressing out, your knees weak, your arms are heavy, there's vomit on your sweater already, mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but he looks calm and ready, and he drops palms, but he keeps on forgetting all the words that he wrote down. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics to the song. And yeah, that's basically what's happening to you right now. You're stressed out, you're rapping Lose Yourself to yourself, and oddly enough, you are losing yourself, because you're losing your mind. What do I do not to get last place? But then, you have a Jimmy Neutron-style brain blast. There was this video that Vsauce made nearly a decade ago about the hottest things in the universe, and at 142 nonillion degrees Kelvin, something magical happens. Something straight out of Harry Potter happens. A black hole forms. Not just any black hole, a Kugelblitz forms. A black hole made out of energy rather than mass. And now, you have an idea. I'm going to make a Kugelblitz for the World Fair, because it's never been done before. But there's a problem. How are you going to get that much energy into one little spot? And you think to yourself, a few days ago I was playing with my cat instead of doing my project, and I used a laser pointer. And so, you have an idea. Take a bunch of cat laser pointers, aim them into an infinitely small singularity, fire them up, and boom, you get a Kugelblitz, and you automatically get first place. After all, no one's ever done it. No one's ever been brave enough to even attempt to do it. And you are going to be the first, because you're cool like that. And so, you ask yourself, how many of these am I going to need? And more importantly, how much is it going to cost? The cost per laser is going to be $48. I know this sounds steep, but it's because I found two things that are pretty expensive. I found this discontinued laser, the 3140 laser pointer, which is not really a cat laser. It's mainly used by professors and just laser enthusiasts and stuff like that. But I chose it because of its dimensions, being half an inch in diameter, and it's also expensive. And also, another thing that's quite important, it's 5 milliwatts, which is considered the absolute most powerful laser you can use around cats safely. Yeah, anything above 5 milliwatts is not considered safe. Also, it uses quadruple A batteries, which are rarer than triple A's, and are also a little more expensive than triple A's. I found this pack for $8, which only has 2 of them. Coincidentally, the laser takes 2 of them. So yeah, That's $48 in total for one laser. And now, let's calculate just how powerful each laser is, particularly by finding out how much mass the laser actually weighs. Which is actually incorrect, because lasers themselves don't have mass. It's rather the amount of force that a laser imparts on something it hits. And using the E=mc² formula, we could actually rearrange it in order to make it able to find mass. More like m equals E divided by c², which c² is the speed of light squared, E is energy, and m is mass. And running 5 milliwatts through it, we get a ridiculously small result of 5.56320503 times 10 to the negative 20th kilograms, which is about, 200 million times lighter than a human skin cell, which is about 1 nanogram. So, we're going to need a lot of lasers, and as you can see below, we have the mass of Earth being 5.97 times 10 to the 24th kilograms. By dividing the mass of the Earth by the mass of the laser, we can actually figure out how many times larger the mass of Earth is than said laser mass, giving us a grand total of lasers required being 1.073 times 10 to the 44th power laser pointers. But that's not all. See, lasers aren't 100% energy efficient, and I want to be able to create a black hole with the mass of Earth by powering this machine for just 1 second. And after doing some research, I found out that laser pointers, particularly cheap ones, are anywhere between 20 and 30% energy efficient. And also, I'm just going to average it out to 25%, and despite our lasers being really expensive, I'm going to assume it's very cheap. It's not like a ridiculous styropyro laser. It's not like one of those. No, it's cheap in comparison, and it's not made for like science stuff. It's just made for pointing at. And yeah, I'm going to assume that. So we take our total, multiply it by 4, and we get in total 4.292 times 10 to the 44th power laser pointers. Now, it's time to take these laser pointers and build them into a Dyson Sphere Death Star type abomination. So, we're going to build them into a giant sphere. Since they're half an inch, they're 12.5 millimeters in diameter. We take that, convert it into a circle, we multiply that by the number of laser pointers, and then we get a total area of 5.2671424 times 10 to the 44th power square centimeters. But since circles aren't 100% efficient with packing, in fact, they're only 90.69% efficient with packing, we got to account that in, and in total, our total spherical area is 5.807853567 times 10 to the 44th power square centimeters. And plugging this into a sphere calculator, we got these results right here, and in total, the machine, if built, would be 14,371.8 light years in diameter, with a radius of 7,185.9 light years, which is the amount of time it would take for light from the lasers to reach the center, or the singularity. And now, all we have to do is just calculate the cost to build this thing. At $48 per laser, we take the total number of lasers, multiply it by the cost, and we get an absolutely disgusting bill of 2.059 times 10 to the 46 power dollars to build, which, is just a casual 1.886 times 10 to the 32nd power more than the entire world's GDP. And with that out of the way, all I gotta do is call up my friend Ralathor, ask if I can borrow the DSS Hoots Force in order to tow this thing out to Boots Void in order to test this thing in a safe environment, and since he's a nice guy, he lets me borrow the sub, I take it out to the Void, and now, it's ready to test. 3, 2, 1, fire! And with the firing done, all we have to do is wait 7,185.9 years. And now, let's fast forward to the day that the black hole shall be born. Now, in the story, you're immortal right now, so you didn't die, the spectators for the World Fair didn't die, the judges didn't die. Everyone decided to become immortal specifically to see your project come to fruition. And now, with 10 seconds left to spare until the black hole is born, one person in the crowd is a little concerned and asks the very serious question,
How are we going to... excuse me, how are we going to see this thing formed if it's contained within an opaque shell of laser pointers? In order to see it, we would need to be inside the shell, meaning we're all gonna die.
And your last words are, "Whoopsies!" Yay! Congratulations! You killed everyone on Earth. You know what? You no longer get a first place nomination. You immediately get last place for destroying and ruining everything. And it's all your fault. Anyway, that's all for the video. I had a lot of fun making this and researching how many laser pointers it would take to make a black hole, and this video was originally going to come out a lot earlier, but it was pushed back due to a lot of things happening, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Anyway, that's all.